Lamb. So I know that this is based on a book, and I'm definitely interested in reading it after watching this movie. I didn't know. I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't know if it was gonna go one way or another. But basically, Lamb is about this guy Daniel who, through circumstances, meets this young girl. She's 11, Tommy, and they become friends. Whatever. It's one of those movies where a grown man is friends with a little kid. Those are adorable, and he takes her on a trip to his father's farm. I think it was. I think it was his father's farm, and it's I don't know how to feel about it. Like, as I was watching it, first of all, this movie's like way too slow. It's only an hour and a half, and it felt like so slow. Not much happened in it, and I don't like saying that things need to happen constantly in a movie. It's not like I need action scenes every 3 seconds, but I feel like it was just like the same shit all over again, and I really am interested in reading the book and seeing how that is. I don't know if this was like a faithful adaptation or not, but I would be interested in reading it. It's just that this movie didn't really do anything for me. He doesn't actually do anything to her, and it's presented in a way like he behaves like a pedophile would, right? Like, that's where we stand in this movie. Like, he behaves as a child molester would behave. The way he speaks to her, sort of, she thinks that he's speaking to her as an equal, but in reality, he's just manipulating her and saying like little things to sway her. There's like there's these scenes with just reverse psychology all over the place, and he basically kidnaps a kid. I mean, she goes willingly with him, but she doesn't really understand what's happening, and he's just like, oh, it's just for a couple of days, or it's just for a week, blah blah blah, and then he just takes her away. And she clearly knows that she starts developing feelings for him. She's only 11. She doesn't really understand what's going on, and he should know better. Like, he's a grown man. I think he's 47. He's not doing anything inappropriate in like a physical sense, but in a moral sense, psychologically, I think he's messing her up, and he knows it, and he should know better, and he should know better than to just go with an 11-year-old girl somewhere without telling her parents, without being friends with her parents, without knowing her parents, without, notifying anyone. He has a girlfriend. He doesn't notify his girlfriend. He's getting a divorce, and he lies about things constantly. It's clear that he had an affair at the office, and he's just lying about it to everyone. And he's lying to his mistress about getting a divorce from his wife. He's just lying all over the place, and it's like, what is this character exactly? I couldn't really. To me, the problem was I couldn't really not understand him, but yeah, I guess to me he was just all over the place as a character. Maybe that was the point. Maybe he himself didn't understand himself and didn't know what was happening, but I felt like it was just a bit chaotic. Like, why is he lying so much? Like, what messed him up? He had issues with his father. That's clear from like the first scene in the movie. Why did he have issues with his father? What happened? I feel like there were scenes that were cut, especially in the beginning. I feel like there was like a whole setup that was just cut from the movie, and maybe that's explained better in the book. Maybe we get a little bit of backstory. Maybe we get a little bit of insight into why he's doing all of this. There must be a reason why he wants to take this kid away. And what I gathered from it is he wants to sort of take her away from her family so that her family could appreciate her more. And that's like the fucked up serial killer logic, you know, you don't understand how the world is, so I'm gonna punish you or something like that. And you know, you don't appreciate what you have. It's like the Saw mentality, right? Like, you don't appreciate your life, so I'm gonna torture you until you appreciate it. So that was his logic from what I understood from it. He takes her so that her family could miss her, and then he plans on giving her back, but you don't really know like what to believe. Will he give her back? Will he just keep her? You know, is she gonna go home or not? And you're kind of hoping that she will. So the whole thing, I'm just thinking, like, something awful is gonna happen, right? Like, something big is gonna happen, or like, I was just hoping that she would get away and go home, and I couldn't understand what his motivations were. And I think that was disturbing almost, because, you know, as much as it's disturbing to see someone that's a child predator, child molester, and, you know, manipulating young kids into doing things for him, that's awful to see. But it's also equally as creepy to see someone that's not doing that. And it's like, what are you doing exactly? Why are you friends with her? You know, why are you acting like sort of a father, but sometimes a friend? But that's just the way a pedophile would act. And even though he's not doing anything inappropriate to her, you know, physically, sexually, anything like that, it's still creepy. And that to me is interesting. Like, why is it creepy? Is it just because it has that connotation of he's a grown man and she's a young child? Isn't that fucked up? Like, we must assume that just because a man is sort of, you know, close to a kid, that we should be worried? Like, is that a thing? So, I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this. I don't know why I was so, like, unnerved by it. He kept acting like a pedophile would. Like, remember what we said? Remember, you can't use my real name? Remember, I will call you this? And remember, like, what if someone finds us? You say I'm your dad, right? Like, all these things, like, he's giving her instructions and then saying that it's to protect them and because they need to preserve their love. And it's like, there was like connotations of a cult almost mentality to it, and yeah, like pedophile mentality. And I don't know, like, I was just very confused, and I was just left there kind of like, I'm glad it's over. Like, I was relieved after it ended. I was like, I'm glad it's done. It was just so slow, and I would be interested in reading the book. Hopefully it gives me more insight into the story, but basically it didn't do much for me. I was just there kind of like, I guess I'm a bit disturbed, but I have no idea why, and maybe that was the point. So yeah, Lamb. That was a weird one for me. Hopefully the book is a bit better. Honestly, it wasn't a bad movie. It's just, I guess it didn't really do much for me. So yeah.
Hi. I'm supposed to ask you for a cigarette.
I heard that Kathy kicked you out and you're living in a motel.
That's not true. Who said that?
How many times I told you not to walk around outside at dark? Get ready for bed.
It's not even 7.
I said do it!
What's your name?
Tommy,
You live around here your whole life?
you're probably gonna die here.
I don't really have that many friends around here.
I could give you my email or something.
Why are we going to see each other again? Imagine a place way better than this.
Okay, go.
Acres of pale grass. Mountains taller than your eyes can see. Looking out at the river and the old brown ragged horses that we keep. You see all that?
I love horses.
You really want to see those mountains?
Yeah,
No, I mean, you want to go with me?
sure.
We have a deal? Equal partners, 50-50?
don't want to go home. Gary?
David, who is this?
Wait.
Why did he call you David?
Everything I do from here on out is to protect us.